Hi, thanks for coming by the booth. My name's Rick Nelson. I'm the owner of Nelson Glass Tools, inventor of the GlassBot system. And if you have a few moments, I'd like to run you through our system, show you how it works and how it can benefit your shop. Thanks.
Oh, this is the heart of our system. This is the GlassBot itself. Starting at the bottom, we have a very large 7-inch cup with a protective cover. This is for flat glass. Holds very strong. Above that we have our stainless steel plate, base plate. This is attached to the pad and provides very strong anchoring. Okay. Next up in our features of our tool is our shaft. It's a 1/2-inch shaft. It has various through bores. You can see, so it gives you plenty of opportunities to reattach the string or the wire to it. So on both ends of the shaft, you'll see that we have shaft end bushings. This prevents any overrides from coming off the end of the shaft, getting behind the shaft. On top we have our drive plate, which is aluminum. Our ABS cover that covers the gear mechanism. Here in the middle we have UHMW material that is sacrificial. If you happen to run your wire or string over it, it's not a problem. That's meant to be able to do that. Moving to the top of our unit, we have our automotive grade motor. It has very large magnets in it, very thick windings on the armature for power. We have a standard typical suction cup that shows red lines, so when it is fully depressed and locked in position, it'll be in a down position, and if a red line shows, you know you're losing suction. This is rated at 25 inches of mercury in vacuum, and it will retain the GlassBot on the glass all the way down to below 5 inches of mercury that we've tested. So very strong. Our remote controller is Milwaukee based. We're using the M18 system here, lithium ions. We offer it in 2 amps and 5 amp batteries, larger capacity, so it can carry you through the day. And obviously with Milwaukee you have a full indicator for how much your power you have, and this operates the GlassBot at either very fast speed or you can slow it down to a very slow crawl to work your way through the system, adhesive systems. We offer a lifetime warranty on our products, and that's the GlassBot. And welcome back to the booth. Rick Nelson again. So here we have our wire that we have with our GlassBot system. It's a square wire, it's 0.5 millimeter thickness. It's stainless steel, imported from Germany. The dispenser pack is meant to dispense the wire from the center spool, and if you just wind the wire back up. The wire is very sharp when you cut it. You always want to hide the end of it. So any of these little small ports on here are great for tucking that wire end back inside. Also, when you're setting the wire around the windshield, what works really good is when you have our anchor pulley cut, you apply that to the windshield up at the top, and then you can drop your roll of wire over it as you walk around to the other side of the car. Then pull it off and continue to set the wire. So that's our wire. There's new wire coming out all the time from different suppliers and stuff. We stay on top of that. I'll show you some images of the current wire that's just come out and how it compares to our wire here. So I want to discuss a little bit about the proper cutting angle when using wire. If you've used wire in the past, you know that the best cutting angle is when the wire is cutting just like that and pulling right back through the adhesive, right back on itself. That's in a 2-to-1 ratio. So every pound of pressure you're pulling the wire at this direction, it's cutting through the adhesive with double that power. So if you pull with 10 pounds, it's got 20 pounds of pull right there. Now if you're at 90 degree to the cut, we'll pretend this shaft here is the urethane bead. If you're at 90 degree to that urethane bead and trying to pull through, you can see the width of the wire going through the adhesive versus if it's that wide. So you can see in this direction, the wire cutting through the adhesive is very narrow. And the further you go to an angle, you can see the wire traveling through the adhesive becomes very wide. So you're taking a bigger bite. Your pulling power, that 1 pound that you're using before, now it's down to 1-to-1. You're just pulling 1 pound to pull for every 1 pound that you're pulling through the adhesive versus a 2-to-1 when you're in this configuration. So I'll show you some charts about these angles and the forces involved, and then I'll come back to you and we'll discuss using the anchor pulley cup and the apex to convert those situations to your benefit. All right, welcome back. This is a bobbin of our synthetic filament cutting elements. It's man-made fiber, and we have it in 3 different sizes or strengths: 200, 250, and 300 pound breaking strength. Hard to believe that something that's this soft and pliable can be that strong, but it is. The reason we use bobbins is, number one, is there's no plastic to throw away. And then number two, if you do drop it, it doesn't roll away from you and spill out all the contents of it if it was a spool. So anyway, that's our product. I'll show you the different sizes we have. This is a 300 pound breaking strength, and this is the 250 pound breaking strength, and that is the 200 pound breaking strength. So you can see the different thicknesses, and obviously as you go to a thicker string, it creates more drag. Now the synthetic elements cut by stressing the adhesive to failure. It does not cut it like wire does. So it requires more strength or more pulling force to do the same work that wire would do by a factor of about 50%. So much harder to pull through the adhesive, no damage, no cause for concern about cutting anything. It's reusable. You can get quite a few uses out of it before you need to replace it. Similar to like a fishing string, if it starts getting frayed and stuff, you're going to lose strength in it. So that's the replacement point with the material. So this is our wire starter. It's if you're familiar with these, it's a T handle, so you get good grip. We've modified the tip where instead of just to have the 2 tongs at the end for pushing it through the adhesive, we've added a notch on the side. This allows you to push the wire starter through the adhesive, hook into the notch on the side, and pull your cutting element back to the interior, which is where you want to start setting up for cutting with the glass spot. It can also be used at the point of where you're inserting to start the cutting element. You use this as a probe to see how hard the adhesive is and to get an idea of the thickness of it in those corners. So it gives you information in the process of using it to start the cutting action. This is our glass bot light. This is a 4.5-inch suction cup. Once you put the lever down, the cup falls away. And it's a small cup used on small lights, small pieces of glass that you need to get into tight areas. It's operated with a cordless drill. We prefer that a clutch drill is used so you can tell how much strain you're putting on it. And it's simply a matter of using a flexible tip driver off of either end and a drill motor, and you set this up, and you'll use it similar to what the glass bot is used with our Pulley cups. And we'll move on, and I'll show you that information right now. Okay, this is our anchor pulley cup. Now, sometimes we have customers that order a kit and they get confused. They say that they can't find the anchor cup. Well, the anchor cup is underneath this knurled knob. What you do is you loosen that, and whether you're using string or wire, a couple of winds around that, and you tighten it back down, and that's now become an anchor point for you. So you loosen it back up, it comes back off, and tighten it back up. Now when you need to have a pulley down in a corner to redirect the string or the wire, you set this up and use it accordingly down there for that. So it's a versatile tool. And then moving on to our apex tool, it's another one of the accessories. This one is very dynamic in that the spread of the pulleys between the center offers a wide variety of setups on how you set up and get the wire or the cord manipulated into the corners for the best cutting angles. So we'll show a chart of cutting angles and forces and where you want to be with these tools and accessories in setting up the glass bot system for efficient cutting. Also, I'll point out these are anchor points up here as well, so you can just loosen that up, either one of the wing nuts, and tighten that down, and you can use either side for anchor points. And cut. Okay, as you can see here on this chart, the factors versus the angles. So at starting at 0 degree angle, as it shows up in the top left corner, you get a factor of 2. So that's a 2-to-1 pulley or a ratio. For every 500 pounds, as it shows in the chart, you get 1,000 pounds at the point of contact. If you remove that pulley in the picture and replace that with the urethane bead, you can see how this relates to what we're trying to accomplish here.
In this image, we show a back glass buck that we use as demonstration. So considering it to be a windshield, we would be starting in the bottom corner of the driver's side and running the cutting element across the cowl area or bottom of the glass, up the A-pillar across the top, back down the A-pillar and past the start point and into the anchor pulley cup. The glass bot has the inside cutting element attached to the shaft as in a situation preparing to start to cut.